On today's interview, we will talk with Begoña Castiella. She is foreign correspondent for the Spanish newspaper ABC and also volunteer in Caritas. Buenas tardes, Kalispera, good afternoon, Begoña.
Good afternoon.
We want to know, first of all, how many people are you attending every day in Caritas?
Well, we have a small refugee center in the center of Athens, and we usually help 300 refugees every day, around 250 adults and about 50 children.
And this Caritas center is just giving a dining room or other kind of support?
Well, we offer a soup kitchen running every day from Monday to Friday, and we also offer clothes every week, social support with our social worker, Greek and English lessons, and vaccination for small children. And we have now seen that small children live with difficulty this migration with their parents because they do not have time to go to school. So we also have a little atelier for children to play and paint every Wednesday, and we try to have some nice parties for them as well, so that they remember that they are children as well.
So I am sure you knew already a lot of refugees. Can you say us which problems have to face the refugees in Athens?
Well, basically, refugees are treated as illegal immigrants. And this is because they have to obtain refugee status or asylum seeker status, and it's a very long and difficult progress. They usually come to Greece transit because they want to go to other European countries, and when they come to us in Athens, they are hiding from the authorities, or they are always afraid to be attacked by the neo-Nazis of the extreme right. So we see whole families from Afghanistan and Sudan and Syria and many other places in Asia and Africa, and very many young males that come from other countries to find a better future. But usually they are in transit and they want to go to Germany, Sweden, and other European countries.
And which is the nationality of these refugees? Most of them are Afghan or Syrian people?
The ones we see at the refugee center of Caritas are mostly Syrians, Afghanis, and a lot of Africans, usually from Sudan and from the north of Africa. But on any day we have different people from different places, and every week people change, so we don't have a fixed nationality as first nationality.
And did you feel that because of the economic crisis, the behavior of the Greek authorities and the society in front of the refugees are changing?
The attitude of the Greeks and the Greek authorities have changed, because before the crisis, before 2008, immigrants in general did jobs nobody wanted to do, no Greek wanted to do. So they were cheap, they did things without insurance, and they were tolerated. Now, when the crisis started in 2009, then things became more difficult. A lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of legal immigrants lost their jobs, and those who came, the immigrants that came from other countries, found very bad jobs or no jobs at all. And also, the crisis brought the extreme right, who is now very aggressively against all foreigners, legal, not legal. The neo-Nazi party of Golden Dawn is against all immigrants, and they also have a very xenophobic attitude, and a lot of violent incidents have been happening. And this is something which did not exist before in Greece.
And about your personal experience as a foreign correspondent that wrote about and against the right extreme in Greece, did you ever have some problem?
Well, my newspaper and most European media are not very interested in migration cases, except if there are deaths. When there is a death, then they become involved. But usually it's a general problem, and they don't care very much. But they do care about the rise of the extreme right and the neo-Nazi groups, And every time there's been an incident about violence or other things happening concerning extreme right and migrants, there's been a lot of interest. And it is very frightening for everybody involved. When you want to cover these incidents, you have to be also very careful, because the neo-Nazis can be very aggressive towards the media as well.
And about the Caritas activity, how important is the actions of the NGOs when the government doesn't cover the needs of the refugees?
Well, the NGOs working in Greece are essential to the survival of immigrants coming to Greece, because the state does not provide accommodation, does not provide food, legal aid. There's no help at all. There's about less than 1,000 beds available, at least in the Athens area, for refugees, and it's very difficult for them to survive without the aid of NGOs. The most active ones are Médecins du Monde, which do fantastic work and also give a lot of medical treatment to these migrants. The Catholic Church, with the Sisters of Mother Calcutta and the Caritas Refugee Center, and some other NGOs that give very good legal advice, and day centers that provide help also. But without the NGOs, the life of the migrants in Greece would be really terrible.
Thank you very much, Begoña Castiella, for the interview with Borders in Rodon FM, and also for your work as volunteer and journalist with the refugees issue.
Thank you very much.
We are going to talk in the near future, so we close the section of the interview talking with Begoña Castiella, foreign correspondent for the Spanish newspaper ABC and volunteer in Caritas in Athens.